Hello LEGO fans, hope you are doing awesome. Welcome to another live stream of the Vintage Brick. I hope you're doing awesome wherever you are in the world. I'm a little bit flustered. I am going to be building this amazing AT-M6, this monster AT-M6, and I thought, I'm gonna just like have the whole thing in one container and I'm gonna build it and it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, and then I was talking to the guy who owns it today, and he said, "Oh, did you take an inventory of the parts?" I was like, "No, I kind of assumed it would all be there." And then I got to thinking, this is like a 4,100 piece model. It's not going to be a very interesting stream if I'm like spending 10 minutes finding like one or two parts. So I spent like the last hour and a half like digging through trying to find as many parts as I can, yeah, so I managed to get some, and whew, man, it's going to be pretty crazy. Hello Ryan, hope you are doing fantastic. Good to see you again. Welcome. Thanks for coming along and hanging out. Ryan, you said the other day that that you're going to try and maybe get Santa to get you a little something in the way of what we have been talking about recently. Is there been any progress on that? Do you know? But anyway, so this is the box. This is the box that was chocker full of parts. Like literally, you pretty much couldn't fit any more parts in there. So it's a lot, and I was just thinking, yeah, looking forward. So a couple little 1x1s or something down the very bottom. It's gonna be a bit of a mission. So yeah, I have managed to find some bits and pieces. I have the majority of the set like on the floor. Let me see if I can do this. Pull this off here, and try not to give away any secrets in the process. But as you can see down there, in the dark, in the depths, that is what I've been trawling through to try and find parts. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, but I think we've got some. We've got some progress. Yes, I think we have got a plan. I just need to chuck a few things over there. Managed to pull out some pins though. Look, found one or two or like 100 pins, and some special bits over there. I think we can probably get rid of this box off here because it's just kind of taking up room. But first of all, I have to start off with a huge thank you to the crew over at the LEGO Star Wars NZ Facebook group for the lend of this set. Thank you guys so much. It's really cool to be able to do some stuff with sets that I would never even like hope to have or even think to have. In this case, this one was offered and I was kind of like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of fun to build, and I kind of didn't really realize how much of a monster it is. So yes, so hopefully now. One thing the owner did say about this is that he's pretty sure that all the parts are there, and but he did say that there are some substitution parts, so parts that aren't quite the right color or something like that. So I guess we're going to figure out what's missing and what's not. It'll be a little bit of a fun experience for all of us. Yeah, I think we should probably start building. Ryan, you've asked Santa nicely. Here's hoping. Indeed, indeed. That would be quite an awesome set. Quite an awesome Christmas present. You have to tell me the reaction, because I remember when I oh gosh, the music's disappeared. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Here we go. Hopefully this will keep going. I remember when I first got into radio control car racing. I broached the topic with my wife, and she's like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I think I want a radio control car. And she was like, okay, is that so the kids can like chase it around, or what, or is it something that you actually want to be doing? And I was like, well, I think I'd quite like to do that. You know, that sounds like lots of fun. So, long story short, I did end up getting one, but the reaction was kind of interesting. So, Ryan, I'd be interested to hear your significant other's reaction when you asked for Lego, because it is your first set in a long time since childhood. On our from our conversations. So yeah, if there's anyone else lurking in the background, feel free to lurk, but it's always more fun when there's some conversation going. So say hey in the chat, and come join in on the conversation. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out when we get there. So here's the first few steps worth of Lego. So this is the UCS AT-M6 MOC. It has around 4,100 parts. So it will be interesting to see how long this takes to put together. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be quite cool. And I just want to try a couple of other things on the stream. Do a little bit of a time lapse and see how that goes. So just bear with me for a minute. Okay, so now if I have my hand there, kind of want it over a little bit. So then, these are all the things that you try and get done beforehand, when you don't find out that all of a sudden you really need to find some parts. Yeah, I haven't broached that subject with the party. Will be interesting indeed. I'm not sure how to explain it. Yes, indeed. All I can say is good luck. All the best. Yes, it is always interesting trying to broach that conversation. It's like, so you want to spend how much on a toy? But you don't understand. It's like, it's more than just a toy. It's like, it's this thing. It's really cool. But yes, first set in 25 years. Yeah, so it's a little bit like me. Yeah, I had lots of Lego when I was a kid, and have recently rediscovered my love for Lego, and have really enjoyed some of the more modern sets that I have gotten over the last year that the channel has been going. Let me just adjust my cameras and bits and pieces. That's a go, thank you. All right, now let's see how this goes. All right. Now, because this is a MOC, I will be using my phone for the instructions. I was going to use one of our iPads, but I left it downstairs, so my phone it is. It's not. I mean, I'm assuming you can probably get printed instructions, but yes, I don't have the printed instructions for this particular set. Oh, is it a bit of blue tack there, or is that a friendly neighbourhood spider web, do you reckon? I did have something here. This, I think it might be blue tack. Yeah, it feels like blue tack. That's all right. Now, what's happening with the music here? I might quit out of that and restart the music. Just bear with me for a second. Oh, well, that's annoying. This app has now been retired. How dare you? How dare you? See if we can play it through the browser. Oh gosh, there's all sorts of playlists. Yep, we want safe mode. We want instrumental only. And let's just see what comes up, I guess. Right, now we're cooking. All right, sorry about that. Oh, yeah, white screen. White screen, that's good, eh? Here you go, here you go. You can, here you go. We'll check out that piece of Lego. That's right. Let me just get myself really organized here. All right. Let's build. Let's build, let's build. Yeah, I've been quite looking forward to putting this thing together. And yeah, like I said, very, very interested to see how it comes together and how big it is. Apparently, it's supposed to be like 46 odd centimeters high. So that's pretty big. What do we got here? I'm pretty sure we have like 2 of the feet. A ton of these. So once I get to the bottom of the bag of parts that I've pulled out, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do, because I'm sure people don't really want to see me crawling around the floor looking for parts. Though you never know. So next stream I will try and be, next part I should say, I shall try and be a little more organised. Just go there. Some more of those wing pieces. Now I do, before we get too far into the stream, I do have to say another little bit of a shout out to a certain young lady who is apparently a big fan of the channel. Actually, I know that she's a big fan of the channel. And a little birdie has told me that she often watches the live streams after the fact. Obviously, when I start the live streams, they're usually pretty late, so she won't be able to watch them as I stream. But I'd like to have a little bit of a shout out and say hey to Isabella Bigley. Hey, how you doing? So awesome that you watch the streams afterward. I'm very flattered that you would do that. I really hope you find them interesting, and yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So we are building two of the main footage. Have to be very careful about my concentraty face, because often my concentraty face can be mistaken for my angry face. So if I'm sitting here frowning away and it looks like I'm getting I'm actually not. It's just my my concentraty face. But hey, I'm sure you understand. Everyone has their concentraty face, right? So I finally got to have a look at a few of the pictures of the new fire station Lego City modular that just got released, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't collect modulars myself, but if I did, I would definitely be super keen about it. It's very cool. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest you go have a wee look-see. It's quite cool. Yeah, I think that's the only announcement that I know of over the last few days. Come on, Mr. Cheese Wedge, where are you? Ah, there you are, hiding in the corner. Oh, Mr. Cheese Wedge. Now, I'm thinking that this is probably going to be one of those substitution pieces. I think that's supposed to be dark grey, but I only have a couple of the dark grey ones, so we'll put the light grey ones down first. So the last live stream I did was putting together the Marvel mechs, which I got for Father's Day. So it was quite cool to finally be able to put those together. And yeah, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, I didn't expect too much from them. They are just you know, smaller sets, but we put together the Iron Man mech, the Spider-Man mech, and the Thanos mech, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I did enjoy putting those together. It was really interesting to see the different building techniques. A little bit different to pretty much everything else that I've built, just because they're mechs. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's always good to get some new minifigs as well. Getting the Thanos, the Iron Man, and the Spider-Man minifigs. Yeah, it was very cool. Good build. Good build. Just need to be careful because the instruction says around that way, so we don't want to be building stuff backwards. That would be awkward. So, question for everybody listening. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Who here thinks that I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew for this stream? Who here? Yep, that's it, me. Yep, I'd probably agree with that. It will be interesting to see how far we get in the stream. And this thing is going to be a monster. Just, I mean, these are the back feet. So these are the small footprint feet of the AT-M6, and they are pretty big. Now tell me, do you think that I should build again the first edition AT-AT Walker, which I did a video of, to get a bit of a size comparison, so that once we finish this, we can have a wee look-see at how big the two are. Let me know what you think, either in the chat, or if you're watching the stream afterwards, then let me know in the comments. Should I build the AT-AT Walker so that we can have a little bit of a comparison? Yeah, it was just something that I was thinking about earlier today. Check those out. Those are pretty cool. Oh, those are different. Should be solid studs. I have got a bag with him in. Let me just get this bag. Just a second. Go. Here's the bag of like bigger parts. Let's see if we can find one that has solid studs rather than open studs. Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right, go over there. So, all you Star Wars fans out there, I'm hoping that, this build live stream series is of some interest. I think it's definitely an interesting one. I mean, a lot of people go out and buy sets, but obviously less people go out and buy big sets, and probably even less Like it'd probably take the real super fans to go out and actually get all the pieces and buy instructions for MOCs like this. So I am definitely looking forward to building it. Looking for. I think this might be one of the. Oh, maybe it's not one of the sub bits. Oh no, that is supposed to be that colour, right? See, I was looking for earlier. I was looking for black ones of these, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't find them." But it turns out it was the dark grey that I needed to be looking for all along. But hey, that's okay. We got there in the end. I'm just glad that I spotted a couple of light grey ones. You know, when your brain is looking for a particular colour, it's sometimes you don't really see the wood for the trees. You kind of go on autopilot and you go over the same section again and again and again looking for a particular part, and you cannot find him. So yes, spent a bunch of time. Really underestimated how long it was going to take to start finding these parts that I needed. I think it probably took me a good half an hour to get through the first instruction, or the first two steps in the instructions. It's like, oh. Right, goes in from the back there. Oh, cool. Michael Howell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you on a stream. Yes, definitely do a size comparison with the official Lego set. Yes. So the AT-AT and the first edition Millennium Falcon were, I'm assuming everyone here has seen those videos. If not, go and see them because they are really, really good. Well, I think so anyway. They are actually my brother-in-law's. I don't own them. The story about finding them in my garage wasn't actually made up. It was actually true. So yes, they were supposed to go back to my brother-in-law who lives in the US, but because of all of the COVID craziness this year, my mother-in-law, who was going to be going over there, had flights cancelled and just like everybody. So I still have them. So I might be able to put them together and do a comparison. I think that would be a good idea. I think it'd be quite cool. Am I doing that right? I'll put this other bit on first. Just getting all these little intricate details right the first time and kind of paying attention. If you've watched the stream before, you will know that sometimes I just tend to go on autopilot a little bit. And all of a sudden find that I'm a couple of steps ahead of where I should be, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But it's okay. It's all fun. Well, it's all fun and games until somebody steps on a Lego piece, right? Where are you? Here you are. And little Mr. 1x1 plate, where are you? There you are. just adjust this for the moment. It's supposed to be instrumental only. So let's skip to the next one and see how that one sounds. Alright, so we've got these tiny little bits here. Now, goodness me, really should have got the iPad. And a couple of pins up in here. And little caps on the back here. So if you're a Star Wars fan and a fan of Star Wars Lego, and you are in New Zealand, make sure you check out the Lego Star Wars NZ Facebook group. Great community of really good people. Highly recommend that group. Great bunch of guys and girls, of course. I'm not sexist on this channel. Give me some more cheese. Cheese wedges. So what fun things is everybody building at the moment? What's everyone up to? Well, if you are building something, what are you building? Anything Star Warsy related? I'm still hoping to one day get my hands on a UCS Millennium Falcon. It's pretty much the ultimate, really, isn't it? Really like the look of the new one. Oh, I think I might have got the wrong pieces here. I thought I needed 3s. I actually need 4s. Righty ho. Okay, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I will be right back. I need to find some 1x4 flat plates, and I think there were some down here somewhere. No. One. Found one. It's alright. Don't panic. Found one. And I found 2. Here I come. And I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I'm sure you did. Now, one thing I couldn't find earlier, which I'm sure it's there, but I'm sure I'm just completely blind, is one of these little arch pieces. So one of these guys. So I'm just going to put him on there and end up coming back to him later on, I think. Hopefully I'll be able to find him at some stage while I'm looking for some other bits. Now, where do these go? Join these bits. It's very 80s-ish. Let me skip that. That's a bit better. Oh, a flying pin. think once I've exhausted this this lot of parts that I've got here, might have to move my setup down onto the floor. Try and get through as much tonight as we can. Oh, look at all those pins. Look at all those lovely pins there. Oh, that's lots. 24 of them. Now, I'm thinking that this is probably one of the substituted parts as well, because I think these are supposed to be just light grey. I've got some dark grey ones here. Right. Let the pin entry begin. There. Skip one. One. Door. 3. 4. Okay, no, I'm not going to count every single one as I put them in. It's okay. Not going to be quite that tedious. So we've got 1 and then we've got 4. Skipping 1 each time. We currently have a Tatooine collaboration build on the Star Wars page. Yes, I did see that. It looks quite cool. And had our first outing at a show in Matakana last weekend. Looking at combining our builds at LEGO shows around New Zealand in 2021. What an awesome idea. Yes, fantastic. I was hanging out to get to that show in Matakana. I was really looking forward to it, and then I had something come up. Yeah, I totally had absolutely plans to be there, do a bit of a video on the show, and then I had something come up at the last minute, which unfortunately took priority. And oh, that is the wrong piece. That is the wrong piece. Yeah, so I was a bit gutted that I couldn't make it up to Matakana. It's kind of not too far from where I live. So yes, it would have been really awesome to come up and see you, Mike. It would have been very cool. So yes, a little bit gutted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So that's the right length. That is the wrong length. So how was the show? How was the show up at Matakana? I kind of assumed that it was going to be a little bit of a smaller show, especially after seeing the Auckland Brick Show at Armageddon. Obviously, it's not going to be as big as that, but I was really interested to see what it was going to be like. Wondering if it was a little bit more comparable to the one that I went to in Tauranga at the beginning of the year, which again was at a school, because it was the Matakana one was at a school, right? School up there. Oh gosh. Apparently, I can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Having trouble counting. There we go. Now you can actually see what I'm doing, rather than just movements off camera. Yeah, I think others would have been quite interested to see what that Matakana show was like as well. Hence I was keen to get up there. Did Rich make it up there, Mike? Right. recognize these parts from AT-80. They're reasonably standard for joints. Okay, it's definitely coming together. So it's going to be in line with that. Oh, interesting. So yes, the that Tatooine collaboration, that does look very cool. It's always really cool to see such big, amazing displays. And I suppose it's not very easy to do on your own. So doing a bit of a collaboration is a fantastic idea. Oh, there he is. And a couple of these pins. Just short of 500 people through the doors. It was quite a relaxing show. Yeah, nice. Had some crazy kids that knew more about Star Wars than me. Nice. Now that is saying something. That's awesome. That's very cool. So Mike, I know that you are a massive Star Wars fan. So which is your favorite Star Wars movie episode? I find that quite interesting because I mean everyone's views are quite different. I probably have to have a bit of a think about what mine are, what my favorite is. Now, I'm wondering if these will end up being mirrored. So maybe I should just build one from here. Though, no, it won't be hard to. Yeah, I'm going to take a punt. I'm going to take a guess and guess that these are going to be mirrored. Because that kind of makes sense. If you have those two on the front edge, yeah. Just a guess. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick. I know a lot of people are quite disappointed with the newer movies. I kind of just take the movies as they come, as they are. What have we got? Yes, this should be on both sides. Okay, there we go. Don't have to worry about them being symmetrical or mirrored, I should say. Empire Strikes Back, because it was the first time I saw the AT-80s. Yeah, fair enough. Good point. Yeah, that's a pretty cool scene, right? Those AT-80s appearing off from in the distance. Yeah, I just love the imagination that comes up with all these crazy vehicles like that. I mean, your natural inclination would be to have something with big wheels or tracks or big tanks or something, but no, we're gonna make these giant like walking creatures, like walking vehicles. It's just really cool. It's just not quite what you would expect. So yes, no, I get that, totally get that. It's hard to pick. I did quite enjoy Solo. I know. I think all of the newer ones, they really have mixed reactions, right? Really kind of polarized. But I think I really did enjoy Solo. It was just great to see where he came from. The old backstory. Oh, I think I've grabbed the wrong part. No. How do you go up that high? Oh, I see. Aha. Right, this is why you need to pay attention. Right, that goes through there. And that goes on there. That makes sense. Because in the instructions I just saw it sticking up and I'm like, how does it stick up when it's supposed to be in the hole? But it's not supposed to be in the hole. There's a trap for young players right there. I loved the scene in Solo when he gets thrown into the pit with the beast. It's such a great scene. And of course, well, I'm assuming everybody has seen it now. I don't like giving spoilers or spoiling things, but it's been out for a few years now. So if you haven't seen Solo and you don't want to spoil it, close your ears now. Yeah, when he meets Chewie for the first time, I think it's such a great moment in how Chewie's just about to absolutely wreck him. And all of a sudden he's like, and Chewie's like, what? Oh yeah, I speak a little Wookiee. It's like, what? It's so awesome. That's a lot of these little blue half pins. Miss one, and then every second one, and then two, and the end there. I loved Solo. I went in not expecting too much and was pleasantly surprised. Cool story behind how he got the name Solo. Yeah, absolutely, totally. And I find that's often the best way to go into movies. Like it's so hard with modern movies. The expectation is so high. That's why I kind of find it's good to go into movies and not really have much expectation, because then usually you're pleasantly surprised. Sometimes you're not, but it's But Solo was a good movie. Yeah, the other new episodes, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know. I didn't mind them. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the uproar is or the controversy or why people didn't like it was Maybe they just kind of contradict themselves a little much. I don't know. What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Mike? Why don't? What's the main reason why people don't really like the newer movies? Do you think? Episode 7, 8, and 9. I mean, the supplementary movies, the in-between movies, I thought have been quite good. Rogue One, quite enjoyed that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Right, what do we have here? Okay. Beautiful. Kira, yeah. Indeed, indeed. Another one of them with that. Now I won't give any spoilers, but I have definitely been enjoying this season of The Mandalorian. Yeah, definitely love what they are doing with the story and how they're developing it. It is very, very enjoyable. I was planning on waiting until basically till the season was done, and then kind of just binge watching the whole lot. But yeah, that wasn't really going to work so well. It wasn't really fair on the circles that I was that I am around at the moment, and so I ended up just going, you know what, I'm just going to watch it and watch it week to week. And yes, it is very, very cool. Love what they're doing. What's going on here? How is that supposed to attach? It's supposed to line up with the 6. It's not right. Okay, what have I missed here? Is it that way? That one. Yep, that's why there's only 2 of them on that side. Aha! Makes sense, makes sense. I liked all the movies. Some I just liked more than others. J.J. Abrams should have directed 7, 8, 9. Actually, I thought J.J. Abrams... Oh, was it some of the off-year middle story episodes that... I thought J.J. Abrams did some of the Star Wars ones. Well, obviously not. Obviously not. I'm definitely not going to argue with you on that point. That's for sure. You would definitely know more than I on that particular area, I'm sure. Oops, that's not how that goes together. Phil Disney Rian did 8. Right, yep. Phil Disney should stick to the shorter Mando style episodes. Yeah. I think Disney does the whole character driven stuff really, really well. So The Mandalorian definitely lends itself to that, where being episodic, they can kind of take their time and actually really develop a good, solid backstory for a character and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think yeah, I'd be keen for more episodic type Star Wars stuff, like The Mandalorian. I think they've done really, really well with that. But I mean, that's kind of what they did with the MCU, really. Except they did it obviously in movies, but they kind of planned out like 10 years worth of movies right at the very, very beginning, so they could do that episodic, very, very deep backstory and still be able to get away with it on the big screen, and have, you know, the massive hype when all of a sudden all of the heroes are back on screen together. So yeah, I think that's probably why the Avengers was so successful, because they had mapped it out, and then along comes DC and tries to kind of copy them and squeeze, you know, 5-6 years worth of movies into one movie, and it kind of falls flat because they just try and do too much. But there's a lot to be said for being able to develop a good character backstory and get people excited about the characters. Oh, JJ did 7 and 9. Yeah, I thought JJ Abrams did some of the Star Wars movies. So your comment just threw me a little bit. But yes, JJ should have done 8 as well. But hey, he's in hot demand in Hollywood. So, yes. But hey, money speaks, I guess, and Disney certainly has money. All right, we get into some big pieces now, and I have now exhausted my piece count that I got out, so I might end up having to move my little studio down to the floor to try and find some more pieces. Let's see what we can find first of all. Gosh, that's a long plate. What's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it's not that one. And then we want a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 dark grey. Right. Let's see what we can find. So what's the, just trying to think, what's the next, oh, the next Star Wars movies are still all up in the air, right? They haven't really, they were, I guess, what, 10, 11, 12 that got canned due to the response of Episode 9. So, yeah, what are they going to do? Like, surely it's not just The Mandalorian that they're going to be doing. Do you have any insight into what they're planning, what's going on in the Star Wars world? just going to try and find a 2x14 dark grey plate. Bear with me for a second. There's lots of 12s and 10s. Oh, oh. Nope. Oh, there we go. There it is. Found it. Okay, I think all the rest are going to be down on the floor. Skywalker Saga is finished. Yep. Apparently a Kenobi movie is in the pipeline. Yep, that's pretty cool. Diva Sorbibo. Hello. How you doing? Welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. We are building the AT-M6. This is how far we've gotten so far. I'm not sure how long it's going to take or how far we're going to get through this stream, but yeah, we are building. Oh, you're fine. Excellent. Are you building anything at the moment? What Lego series are you into? What's your favourite? Tell us a bit about yourself, if you want to, of course, if you want to. Now, what am I going to do? I think I might stop this, which is... Oh no, that already exhausted itself. I wonder how long that was finished for. Anyway, now I think I might have to move my stream. I got a new subscriber. Thank you so much. Oh well, I hope you enjoy the content that I do that comes out. Love from Indonesian. Welcome from Indonesia. Fantastic. What time is it over there? It's that'd be at a guess. Or is it like maybe 3 or 4 hours behind us? Is it? It's currently 10:30 at night here. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what time it is over there. Now, how easy is it going to be to move? The problem is that I have cables everywhere. That's not going to work. It needs to be in there. Can probably do without power for a little while. Let's say we go down to a single camera and okay. Come with me, people. Not supposed to unplug the USB camera, but that's okay. Let's go. See, this is the wonders of modern technology. I'll put some lights on here. Xavier! Oh man, this looks fun. Just reminded me how long some Lego projects can take. Oh yes. This will indeed probably be a bit of a long one. Sorry about all of the camera moving. Look at this. This is what I'm working with at the moment. Trying to find bits and pieces. So, I apologize for my disorganization. well, semi-organisation anyway. You're probably going to get lots of Lego noises, unfortunately, but hey. Right, now we can start actually finding some bits and looking for some stuff. Now, let's have a bit more of a look of the Lego. Xavier, Austin, Texas. Fantastic. Grew up making our own X-Wings with Legos in the early 90s and still a huge Star Wars fan. What? That's huge, crazy. Yes. So this AT-M6 is around about 4,100 pieces. It's not actually my set. I have borrowed it off a very kind gentleman who supplied it to me just straight in a box, and can do here. Who supplied it to me in a box? So and I thought, hey, I'm gonna be the man, and I'm gonna just like build it as we go, and then realized about an hour and a half or 2 hours before the stream that actually that's really not going to work. Like it's not going to be much of a stream if I'm rummaging through a box, spending like 10 minutes trying to find bits and pieces. It's not going to be much fun to watch. So we've managed to get the feet done, and we are just working on the legs, and I promise for next stream, I promise I'll be more organised. But that's okay, so just bear with me for this stream, and I'm going to start just throwing out some pieces. I'm wondering, can I just try and get a decent camera angle to let you guys see what I'm actually working on, what I'm doing here. So I can, if I throw some pieces out here, you can actually see the ones that I've found. So I need 2 of them, and it's a lot to sort through, that's for sure. It's one thing about Lego, it's an amazing for your brain, for object recognition. This is you know, one of the awesome things about Lego. It's I mean, I think it's fantastic for kids and for adults. Just being able to, it's just so good for hand-eye coordination and your brain working. Visualizing 3D space, things like that. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Oh, there we go. There's one. Need one of them. And see if we can find another one of those. What other pieces are we looking for? A couple of these. 1, 2, 3. We need so 4, 5, and 6, and a couple of 2x2 tiles. Yeah, so I was stoked as when my kids just had a real affinity for Lego, because it's just so good for their development. It's so good for just brain development. It's so good. So Austin, Texas. I've been to Austin actually a couple of times. Used to live in the US for a little while, and have tripped around a lot of the US, seen quite a bit of the US, including Austin. What's the weather like there at the moment in Austin, Texas? It'd be so it'll be starting to get a bit cooler, right? Wouldn't snow down there. It's not wouldn't get cold enough to snow. but I imagine it's probably reasonably pleasant. Okay, that might be. Alright, just got to find one more of these little gold. One more of those bits, and then we can do the next little bit. Yeah, thanks for joining me down on the floor, guys. It's really, really appreciate it. What have we got here? So these long ones on the bottom, 3 overhanging. So yes, 4,100 pieces for 4,150 or something along those lines. This thing is a real beast. But there is just something really, really cool about the walkers. So in this one, I think the AT-M6 was a good, I guess a good next level up from the old AT-80. I think it's quite cool. I mean, it's like what we were saying before. There's nothing quite like that first time that you saw the old AT-80s walking through the snow, going towards the strolling towards the base on Hoth, the rebel base on Hoth. But I do think that the AT-M6 was a very worthy successor to the AT-80. So Xavier, do you like? Are there any other series that you quite like from any other Lego series? Same with you, Diva. Any other series that you are particularly into? Oh, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Hopefully I don't confuse myself. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Oh no, here we go. It's alright. Don't panic! Here we go. All good. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go. Two of those bits for these. Now where are these going to go? On these front plates here. So talking about visualizing 3D space, where do these, I'm guessing there. I reckon that makes sense. Yep, I reckon that makes sense. Have basically one stud overhanging either side. Right. Okay, cool. Oh no, fatal. Oh no, there we go. Back to it. Back to where we are. Jolly good. Okay, step 54. Okay, so what's the difference between... it's the other side. Right. So I need to find all of those parts all over again. Right. Okie dokie. Oh! How are we going with everything here? Let me just double check how everything's going. Right. Okay, big bag of parts. Big bag of big parts. Because in addition to all of this, we also have this. So now when I finally get this finished off and I end up returning it to its rightful owner, I do endeavour to have all of these sections and have it kind of sorted into parts a little bit more. So, well, you know, different bags. So like the legs in different bags and things. Make it a little easier for him to put it back together at his leisure. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Alright. Now I think we need some of those 14s. With a sneaking suspicion they might still be in here somewhere. Maybe not. This was kind of my rough sort from earlier today, where I just tried to grab out a bunch of the plates and bits and pieces. And put them, kind of group them, get them out of the big container, and the 2x14 plates aren't in here. Okay, so they must be in the big pile, unless I do have the 2x14 plate in the light grey, so maybe this is one of those parts that's substituted. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that there, because the big parts, they'll be fine on the carpet. Okay, so now, what do you think, people? Do you think we should keep looking for the 2x14 in dark grey, or we should just use the ones in light grey? What do you reckon? What do you reckon we should do? I'm kind of leaning more towards using the light grey, because I think those parts would actually be quite rare. I think they'd be quite hard to come by, because these are really long 2x4, 2x plates. So I have a suspicion that that's probably a substitute part. Alright, let's just assume that those are substitute parts. What other bits do we need? We need a couple of 2x6s, a couple of 2x4 light greys, where are you? 2x4 light greys. Oh, there's one. 2x4 light greys. I'm going to be really annoying soon and start singing all of the parts that I need. That's not good, eh? Come on, another 2x4. Here it is. And a bunch of blades. Oh, actually, I'm going to need a whole bunch more of those, aren't I? Oh no, I have got those right. 2, 2, 2. Two by 4 tiles. Keep these little special ones out. Do I need some cheese wedges? I do. I need a couple of cheese wedges. I have a couple of those out as well. keep referring to cheese wedges. If you aren't familiar with the term, it's just like a little wedge tile. Those are commonly referred to as cheese wedge tiles. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, 2 of those, a couple of 1x2, 2 yeah, 1x2s, that is right. 1x2s is 1, and there's 2. And what else we need? We need some little curvy guys. 2. I don't know. Oh, do I need some of them? Oh, I do need some of them. Jolly good. Thank you, brain. Oh, there's another one. And little curvy guys. 2x2. 2 guy. It's 1, and it's 2. Excellent. Right. Find a spot to lie down to build these. Okay, so we need long bit, and then 3 overhanging, and then 4, and the 1 on the end. Hang on. Ooh, actually this is a little bit different. It is a little bit different. See? I jumped the gun. Assumed I knew what was going on, but I actually didn't. There we go. Hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, there we go. So I was completely wrong. We didn't actually need the 2x14s. We just needed the 2x12s in dark grey. So no substitutions at all. Turns out we had everything correct. So you go there, you go there, and we need all of those clips. Okay, let's just chuck these together. That is the... What have I done this time? Oh, that's the short one. There we go, that's better. That's more like it. Okay, so now we need a bunch of these tiny little clips. Now these are probably the worst things to look for because they are tiny. 1 by 1 modified clips with the little claw on it. The rar claw. That's its official term, by the way. That's its official name. The rar claw. No, not really. Don't quote me on that. I think these may be tricky to find, though. Now I've got some little Bluetooth earbud thingies on the way. So those would be kind of cool, especially in situations like this where I'm sort of, it's not really doable to have my headphones in to listen to the music as to what's going on. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying the tunes, hoping that you're that it's all okay, that the tunes are good, the playlist is working. What's the time? Almost 11. let's pull that out just in case that's a substitute part with a different colour. I think we might try and get through just a few more steps and then we'll call it a night. Oh, there's another little printed part, we'll keep that aside. I'm always conscious about the printed parts being kind of in the general fray. The printed parts and the like the metal parts, always try and look after those and keep them separate, like put them in their own little bag or something, because when they're in the general fray of all the other Lego and you're kind of scraping through, can often those parts over time, you know, not instantly, but over time they can kind of get a little bit scratched and have the patterns worn off a little bit. So apologies for the constant swishing Lego. It's kind of a occupational hazard, really. Oh, there's another one. And I will, for the next stream, I will definitely take the advice of the owner of the set and have a little bit of a stock take of the parts, or at least go through and find the parts that I need for the next instructions, next steps, like I did for those first few. So how's everyone doing out there? So you guys still hanging in there? It's always interesting looking for, like when you're looking through a massive load of Lego that's not yours, for a part for a set that you aren't familiar with, because you kind of start to think, you know, is this one little tiny piece, is it like the last one left in the in the whole box, you know? Alright, there's one. Sweet. Oh, and another one. Sweet. Ah, and that's my 4. Excellent. I can get that done. So, not exactly the height of professionalism, but, you know, crawling around on the floor, but hey, still kind of fun. And that is a 6 and a 3. So 6 and a 3. And then a little 2x2 curvy guy. 4x2, 4x2. Two by two tile, and then you overlap and get a little cheese wedge guy on the end. Right, nice. And now for the next one. Building on the Lego. Yeah, building Lego on the floor. That's right. Hey Mark, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing awesome. But yes, I agree. In many respects, it is the only way to build. It is kind of fun. You know, getting on the floor. It definitely brings back childhood memories of building Lego on the floor, having Lego strewn all over the floor. It's just part and parcel, really, isn't it? We can try and be slick and professional and keep everything at a building table, but sometimes the floor just has to be done, you know. Just has to be done. Good old days of dumping it into a plastic insert tray and hunting. That's right. Exactly. So this particular set that we're building, the AT-M6, has 4,100 odd parts, 4,100 plus parts. So it is a big set, and let me just grab the box to show you kind of what it came in. Oh, sorry for the arm shot. So this is the box that it came in, and it was solid, like it was absolutely jam-packed, chock-a-block. I was thinking at the beginning of the stream, I thought, oh yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna keep it all in the box and just try and find them find it as I go. And then I quickly realized a little bit before the stream that just was not gonna work. So I managed to dig out the parts for the first few steps, but hence I didn't quite get enough, so hence I am now back on the floor. So what are we doing here? We've got that bit there, and you go on top of you. You meet up there. Oh nice, that's kind of cool. You kind of got this knee area that stops the joint from going further. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Nice. One thing that that kind of frustrates me a little bit about some of the shots. Oh, hey, hang on, I think I've missed a step. Oh, I did. Ha! Okay. Let me find those bits. I have seen those around somewhere. One of the things that frustrates me about seeing some of the box art sometimes of the AT-ATs, how they've got the knees, like with the legs. So if the AT-AT is kind of pointing that way, they have them going forward like the knees going in reverse, and it just looks weird. The knee is it's supposed to be like a human knee, that it only kind of goes out to straight and then only bends one way. But they've got them. Yeah, it's just weird. It's one of my little pet peeves that I've always thought is really weird. Here we go. Missed these little joint bits. Easy to do. Easy to miss a couple of bits, especially when you're yakking away on a live stream. Okay, so where do these go? Just single pin in there, like so. Let's put this other one in as well. Yeah, standing on Lego on the floor, that's right. Especially on it's not so bad on carpet, but when you get like a little, I don't know, like yeah, well actually probably most of the bits, but on a hardwood floor or something. Oh yes, yep, that's not pretty. That is not pretty at all. I hated the original M6 set. The MOCs have been gorgeous, yes. Can't say I actually appreciated it until seeing it on the big screen though. Yeah, that's true. Yes, I think, like I was saying before, I think that the AT-M6 is definitely a worthy successor to the AT-AT. Yeah, I kind of, to be honest, I didn't really appreciate them either until I built my brother-in-law's AT-AT. Like I always thought they were quite cool on the like Empire Strikes Back and that, but I didn't really have an appreciation of the models of them until I built my brother-in-law's AT-AT. And when I finished that, I was just like, this is really, really, really cool. Yeah, so yeah, definitely now have an appreciation for how these things look. They are quite cool. Right, now let me just skip ahead a little bit in the instructions to see where we're at. What shall we go to? I'm wondering if that might be a bit far to go to. Or maybe not. Let's get the feet attached to the legs. I think that'll be a good place to get to for the stream. What do you guys reckon? You guys in for that? So we're at step number 55 at the moment, and we attach the feet on 64. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how this MOC turns out. And I have been encouraged to rebuild my brother-in-law's AT-80 just so we can get a bit of a size comparison between the two sets. So obviously not something I have to do right away, because this is going to take a while to build. What are we after? 2 1x8 and 2 1x10s. Maybe I'll give the AT-80 to my wife to build. She's always looking for an excuse to build some Lego, so it could be a good exercise for her to do. Yeah. She never had Lego as a kid. It was always something that her brothers got, and she kind of appreciated, but never got any sets of her own. So when I found that out, I had to get her one. So I ended up getting her the Dio model, and she thought that was pretty cool. So she was pretty stoked about having her very own Lego set, first set ever. She was pretty stoked. Okay, so what have we got here? Okay, so it looks like we've got the 8, and then the 4, and of course I've missed the 4, haven't I? Yes, I've missed the 4x1, so 1, those, 2 of those. And then the 4 tile, 3 here with 3 remaining, goes in there, 3 on the other side, and back down the side is a 2, and a 2, and make sure that's seated properly, and a 2, and 10. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm assuming that these are going to be symmetrical. It's probably a bad assumption, but we're going to do it anyway. We can always pull it apart later, right? The new AT-80 set, Lego's great gift for us all. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I don't. I haven't seen the new. I haven't really actually paid too much attention to the newer AT-80 sets. My brother-in-law's one is the first edition, the very first one that came out in like 2000, I think it came out, which some people say is kind of like the best looking one, because the newer sets are a little bit gangly or something. But yeah, like I said, I haven't really paid too much attention to the newer one. And then we've got 6s in the middle, right there. Alright. We are getting there, making progress. Okay, now what? A couple of them. A couple of 3x3 plates. There's one. Ryan, yes, thank you so much for hanging out. Yes, I understand that you got to go. Thank you so much, and I will see you next stream. And like I said, promise I'll be a bit more organised next time. Hopefully it'll be all up on the desk, and we should be able to really start ploughing through getting this thing together. But so yes, thanks so much for hanging out, Ryan, and I will see you next time. The original had all the nice printed leg dishes, if I recall. Yes, that is true. The same one I have. I liked it apart from the head. Bang on, exactly. That's the only thing. That's definitely the Achilles heel of that set is the head. It is so flimsy. It just like you just look at it wrong and it falls off. And it's such a tiny joint to hang that whole big bit of that big chunky head on there. That yes, I would absolutely agree with that complaint about that set. Otherwise, if you don't touch it, you set it up and you don't touch it, it looks fantastic. But yeah, as soon as you start treating it like a play set, and yeah, the head is all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another couple of jumper plates. There's one stuck there. 7 and 8. Excellent. Oh, now are these bits? They look a bit lighter. I wonder if they're the silver bits. Oh, the silver vents, or what do I want to do? Yeah, let's put on the silver vents. They don't have the little shiny icon, so maybe they're supposed to be like light grey or something, I don't know. But I think those will be nice little detail bits. Again, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be symmetrical, but we're going to make it symmetrical until we find out otherwise. We can always pull it apart, can't we? And that is in the wrong place. There we go, and we've got some more of these silver grate vent bits. Okay, looking good. Step number 57. Okay, some 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. A couple of 1x6. 1, 2, some 2x3s, 1 of you, come on Mr. 2x3, where are you? And 1x1s, while we're looking, there's some 1x1s. There we go, there we go, that's what we're after. Just so you can see what I'm doing. Hey Frank, how you doing? Yes, this mock is awesome. Absolutely. This is one that I have been lent, and I'm really enjoying building it, really enjoying putting it together. It is a lot more daunting than I originally thought. But hey, that's the way it goes. But we're getting there. We are going to try and get to the point where we are attaching the feet onto the legs. So the feet are already built. They're up on the desk. So we're just trying to get through these legs. Yeah, before we knock off for the night, and well, yeah, before we attach the feet and knock off for the evening. And where does that goes there. Urge to destroy. Pay at reciprocal. Continues. Destroy pay. Yes. Yeah. I think this is definitely shaping up to be a desirable model. Desirable to go out and buy the instructions and build one for yourself. Definitely desirable. So looking forward to having this finished. Not tonight, but when we get there, I am definitely looking forward to seeing what it is going to turn out like. So, ooh, 2x2 on the 2 axle. Those are little. What else are we looking for? Lots of little bits. We've got lots of tiny little parts in this step, so this might be a little tricky to find. Oh, do we need to cut? Yeah, we need a couple of those. I wonder if the black 2s are substituted by the red 2 axles. Let's assume that those are substituted. When the owner gave this to me, he did say that some of the parts were substituted for other colours. So a little bit of a guessing game as to which ones are and which ones aren't, but I think we can make some educated guesses. Might do one of those, but it's alright. We can get that out anyway. Do one of them. It's always hard finding these tiny little parts in this sea of parts. How many of those do we need? 2, so I just need 4. So I need another one of you. What pieces am I actually looking for? Okay. It's always tempting to try and hold a whole bunch of different pieces that you're looking for in your brain, and then you suddenly realise that it's like, oh, what was I looking for again? Can't remember any of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Those. Some more. I actually feel like I'm doing pretty well finding these parts in this this sea of Lego. I'm quite stoked with my idea for having this rubber mat, which I use to protect the carpet from my chair over there. Actually having it all on there, because at the end of the night I'm just going to be able to like fold it up into a funnel and then put it all back in the box and not lose any parts, which I'm sure the original owner is going to be very stoked about, you know, me not losing parts. Alright, what have we got here? I get another one of those. I think we've almost got all the bits that we need for this step. Okay, let's just build what we've got and see. Okay, so close to the point where we can attach the feet, the feet to the legs. That goes on there. You go on there and fold you up there, and then a little bit on there. Okay, so that's what we're after, another one of those. Again, assuming that these legs are symmetrical, I think it's probably a pretty safe assumption. Alright, so I need another one of those. Okay. Yep, those are the... No, the two pieces that I'm after. Actually, let me just grab the two pieces. So, here we can see that we've already built the feet and legs. I mean, look at the size of this thing. I mean, you see a normal chair right beside it, you know, and I mean, this thing's going to be a monster. Yeah, the power of perspective. Right, so let's see if we can find these two pieces, which again is always the dilemma. It's just like, are these the two last pieces of these type in the set? Could be. So I could be looking for two tiny, oh no, here's one, yes! Ah, no, is it the right one? No, it's not the right one. Dang it. Dang it. Where are you? Sorry about the arm shot. That's not it either. Keep that out though. So frustrating. I just want to move on to the next step because, like, I just want to get to the point where I can put the feet on the legs. Patience. Patience, young Padawan. Patience. Where are you? Okay, I think I might give up on one of the legs and just build through the other, because I still haven't been able to find this little archway piece, another one of these little archway pieces for that leg. So maybe I'll just put one of the legs aside and just finish one. So is it this one that we're going to do? Yes, it is. So this one goes on there, like so. Right, a 5-axle, which I just happen to have one here, which I prepared earlier. No, not really earlier, but just like right now. And one of those. Oh no, we need 2 of those. There's another one. And you go through there, and you go into there, very loosely, okay? And, oh gosh, a 1x1 dark grey tile. 1x1 dark grey tile. Probably got to be one of the hardest things to find. And oh, I found one. Maybe it wasn't quite as hard as I originally thought. And one of them. And another 2x1 tile. And some 1x2 tiles. Probably some over here somewhere. We're getting close, guys. We are getting so close. 1, 2, 3. And a 2. Yeah, okay. Right, got all the bits for this step. Right. So getting close. Right, now one of these big circle guys and one of these little circle guys and another 4x2 tile, and can somebody say cheese wedge? There's one, and another cheese wedge. Where are you? Another Mr. T cheese wedge. There it is. This one. And nope, there's not what I'm after. Yeah, 1x2, one of them. Okay, and you go on the knee. Okay, so that's that, and then we flip it over, and we need another one of those 2x2 black round plates, which I can see one over here. And that kind of semi-secures that on the back there. There, and oh, right, I have that right there. Cool. And then we want flip this back over. And one last 2x4 tile for the evening. Here it is. I just happen to have one right here. You go there, and moment of truth. Here we are. Here we are. We actually get to attach the foot to. Now, how does this go? Now this is yeah, how does this go together? Let's see. Is it supposed to know? It's right. That goes on there, like so, and that goes up in there. Actually, surely there's more to keep that on. Yeah, what's going on here? Ah, I put it around the wrong way. That would be why. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Okay, let's try this again. So that goes in there. And does that just kind of sit on there? Guess it does. But we have one complete rear leg. But it's looking pretty good. I'm going to find the other little bits and pieces for the other leg, and then we are going to finish that off really quickly next stream. Let's just put all these little bits back on the mat so that they don't get lost. I think I can probably get back up into Pro Land. Here we go. Back with the fancy lights. Okay, how's everyone doing? Yes. Now, if I plug in my good camera, can we get a couple of shots of where things are at? It's a little bit temperamental, so just give me a second. See if this is actually going to play ball. Oh, look at that. I have had a few issues, but we are in business. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Some better shots of the leg with the foot attached. Very, very cool. So I think that probably about concludes the stream for this evening. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Hey, how you doing? You came in just at the very end, but that's okay. It's okay to be late. That's all good. I'm just trying to. I can't read your name, but I'm just trying to remember what your name was. If you are the guy that came on the stream the other night. But whether you are or not, welcome to the stream, even though now we are actually just about to sign off. But make sure that if you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit subscribe if you would like to see the next stream and just come and hang out. I will try and be a little bit more professional and have all of the steps mapped out and have all the parts for the steps that I want to get through rather than crawling around on the floor. But hey, it's just the way it goes. Yeah, so if you want to come hang out next time, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have your notifications on. I'm not entirely sure exactly when I'm going to be able to do live streams. It's a little bit on the fly. I usually have a few hours notice. It'll go up a few hours ahead of time, but I would love for you to come hang out again and come and chat and come and see how this build progresses. But right now, that's all from me, so be awesome, and I will see you next time.